The St. George Village Botanical Garden is 16 acres of rolling lawns, trees, flowers, native shrubs, and wildlife. But this tranquil setting faced one common modern problem: spiraling electrical costs. In 2008, the garden's Board of Governors, with the help of the Virgin Islands Energy Office, decided to do something about it. They took aim at 4 major projects to cut costs.
So the first problem area we identified was our electrical panel was cobbled together, it was undersized and outdated. So we had a contractor, an electrician, come in and replace it, and I'm going to show you guys that in this dark, confined space. This isn't the glamorous part of the project, but having these 2 new panels have turned out to be one of the biggest energy savers of the whole project. We had an undersized panel, and now we're perfectly modern. We have room to grow, everything is labeled, and this has allowed us to move to the next stage of the grant, which is simply identifying areas where we have called leaks, where we have short circuits and open grounds. Now that we have the panel organized and the right capacity, now we can work with that, as opposed to before where we just had things more or less cobbled together, and it functioned. We did the best we could, but now this is a way for us to get organized one time. With this larger tank, which is an 80-gallon tank, right? We have...
I think it might be big.
Yeah, it does look bigger. This was put in by a company called Solar Solutions, and now we have about as much
80 gallons.
About as much hot water as we can ever manage for free all the time. The only complaint we've had on the system thus far is that the water's too hot.
Yeah.
So we just dialed it back, so now there's a greater mix of cold water coming in with the hot. And it's nice to have this simple little adjustment right here on the front, so in the wintertime, on cloudy days, you can turn it so that you're getting a different mix, a different ratio of hot and cold water. And when it's like it is now, where it's hot and sunny, we've got it dialed all the way back, so we have as much cold being mixed with it as possible. I mean, tons of advantages to it. For one, the heat generating motor is on the outside of the building instead of on the inside that you're trying to keep cool. But you can see, I mean, we're still in the process of finishing it off. We still have the old unit here in place. So we got to get this thing out and then cover this over and insulate that window. To maintain this over time, you obviously need to have low humidity and to have the place a little bit cool and to not have bugs eating your plants. So, door closed, important. Air conditioned, very important. And our problem was we had a window unit that was running here and it was tripping the circuit breaker all the time. We disconnected it in May and have this new energy efficient split installed, and the difference, we expected a minor savings. We were really surprised at how much we wound up saving.